Hello and welcome to the video. This is the first look at something I'm quite excited about. This is the latest flight controller from Matek. This is the Matek F765 Wing. Now this is the latest in a family of flight controllers that I've used an awful lot on the channel. Those that have been watching a long time will know that I've used the F405 Wing, which was a couple of generations ago from this, still sold by Matek, and it's a really solid fixed wing flight controller in a couple of places. First of all, I put it in this Kaipuna 2 wing running iNav, and then most recently I've put it into an AR wing running ArduPilot. And that's one of the cool things about these flight controllers. Not only are they kind of designed for fixed wings, so they have an awful lot more capacity to run servos, and they're not designed to have lots and lots of engines just to run a couple of ESCs, but they're also supported very well by things like the ArduPilot project as well. So in this one, what I want to do is just show you this brand new flight controller and explain how it's different from maybe the F411 wing and the F405 wing that you've seen on the channel already. I'll put links down below to all of those build series if you want to go and have a look and see how you can use these great fixed wing flight controllers. So while I unpack this, let me talk a little bit about the specifications. So this is an F7 based flight controller, so it's not F4 like the F405 and the F411. Has a MPU 6000 and ICM 2062. It's got an on-screen display, BMP 280, micro SD, black box, 7 UARTs, 2 I2C connections, and 1 SPI4 breakout, 6 ADC connections for things like VBAT, current, RSSI, airspeed, those kind of things as well. And that's what this airspeed indicator is for, so this would work with this. And a whopping 12 PWM outputs, 10 of which are capable of running D-Shot. Perfect for lots of servos in a more complicated scale wing. Switchable dual camera inputs and switchable 5 volt, 9 volt or even 12 volt outputs too. It'll support 3 to 8S LiPo inputs, so that's 9 to 36 volts, and has a 132 amp high precision current sensor on here too, so you can track exactly how many milliamps you have in the battery. BEC for the 5 volts is 2 amp constant, 3 amp maximum. The BEC for the 9 volts is a 2 amp constant, 3 amp maximum with 12 volt option for the camera and VTX outputs, which is nice. And the BEC for the output for the servos is going to be 8 amps constant and 10 amps max. And there also is a little 3.3 volt setup in here as well, only 200 milliamps, and that's just really going to be for your satellite receivers. But the really exciting part here on the website is that it has both an iNav and I've just spotted the ArduPilot target go up as well. But the easiest way to explain the differences between this and the other flight controllers that you've probably seen is this little graph here on the website. So the F765 wing is on the left hand side, the F405 wing that I've used loads is on the right hand side, and the F411 wing in the middle. Now the F405 wing is one that I'm really big fan of. The F411 wing less so, it's a little bit smaller, but I was disappointed that Matek didn't put the voltage regulation pieces on there, so I ended up using an external voltage regulator to keep my VTX, my FPV signal nice and clean. So for me, the closest one here is going to the F405 wing. As we scroll down here, you can see that obviously the processor is going to be a lot more powerful. The IMU has both the MP6000 and the ICM 2062. And we have the barometer, which is pretty standard on all of these things. On-screen display is the 7456E, which is what we've all been using. Micro SD card. This time we have the dual camera in, a 5 volt and 9 volt switcher, which I didn't have on the original 405. Current sensor is much bigger, so 132 amp versus 104. Motor support is still 2. Now supports up to 10 servos, where it was 7 on the 405. Total PWM outputs is up to 12, that's from 9. All of the UARTs support inversion, which is a big deal. That means you can attach pretty much everything, whereas on the 405 it was only the UART 2. And a huge increase in the voltage out for the servos from 5 amps, which I've used with quite a number of builds without any problem at all, to a whopping 8 amps constant, 10 amps maximum, and only weighs 1 more gram than the 405. The other thing, if we look closely at this thing, you can see also that the way it's put together is a little bit different too. On the original F405 wing, the top plate was literally just that. It was a plate. It was there without any electronics on. The top plate on this particular flight controller has some differences. Looks like the voltage regulators up there, and some of the electronics are too. Now, nicely on the web page, I'll put a link in the description so you can have a look at this yourself. It does have the wiring diagram for iNav, and it also has the connection diagram for ArduPilot as well. So it's definitely worthwhile going having a look. So if you were thinking about getting an F405 wing, but you wanted to have more UARTs, higher current rating for your servos, more input, more output, a faster processor, then this one looks like it's going to fit the bill. I'm going to be using it in a build in the coming month or two, so stay tuned for that. But I'll put lots of links so you can go and have a look at this, as well as the ArduPilot target as well, because it's now there for ArduPlane and ArduRover, as well as iNav, and I'm sure Betaflight and others will be supporting it as well. So thumbs up to Matek, well done. You've just made one of my favourite flight controllers even better. I'm looking forward to building this out and putting it into a model. Thanks for watching the video and watching right to the very end. You can find me in all the usual places on social media, and if you like the video and like what I'm doing here, then hit the subscribe button and hit the bell notification icon too. If you really like what I'm doing, you can go the extra mile and become one of my Patreons for access to me directly for support, and also giveaways and regular updates too. If you're looking for particular content, then check out the playlist. I organise all of my videos into playlists, so if you're looking for a particular topic, you can find everything here. If it's called Introduction To, it's designed to start very simply and build on that simple introduction to teach you all about it. If it's called For Beginners, then that is really aimed at people who are brand new to that part of the hobby. You can also search on YouTube for anything that you're interested in using the search function at the top. So iNav Painless 360 will find all of my videos and even the playlist around iNav. So thanks again for watching, and happy flying.